Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Now today's video is a match preview. It's Luton Town versus Arsenal. It is a massive game this, and I feel like we're playing Arsenal at the complete wrong time. Our squad has been hit massively, hasn't it? Especially at the back, and it really does frustrate me because at the start of the season I was screaming out for another centre half, and what has happened? Majority of our centre halves have been injured, and it's just really frustrating, and we only have ourselves to blame, unfortunately. I don't want to be too negative, but when you've got two players that have been constantly injury prone since they've been Luton Town players, clearly the evidence is there to bring more than one centre half, well, more than two centre halves in. You know, Menji, he's been fantastic since he's come in. It's picked up a knock. It doesn't look too serious, according to Rob Edwards when he came out in his interview. He said it wasn't too serious, so hopefully he could still feature against Arsenal. But Reece Burke's been constantly injured since he's been a Luton Town player. The same with Dan Potts, and that's been all the way since League 2 days as well. Nothing has changed, and it is really frustrating because these are the types of players, Potts I don't see as a regular starter. But even then, if you're not a regular starter, you'd be a squad player, and then squad players normally would feature when the regular starters are obviously injured. Potts ain't even fit enough then. So it really does annoy me, and people may say I'm being a bit harsh, but it's just frustrating. Why do these players keep getting injured? And it's the same names sometimes, and that's what really frustrates me. It could be just little injuries. Like I said, look, I'm not a professional footballer. I know players get injured. I'm not oblivious to that. But there's some players that who have been a Luton Town player. They've not been injured, or they rarely get injured, and we're not chatting about those types of players. So it just frustrates me that defensively we're struggling. And it just really does worry me, because obviously Lockyer came off against Brentford. I think he had like a little back injury. Hopefully that isn't too serious. I think there is a chance he could come in. Doherty, I think he had illness, or a bit of both actually, an illness and an injury. We're just so light at the back at the moment, and I really hope in January our number one priority is bringing in another centre half in. It has to be a bit of experience to lead that defensive line a little bit, because we're still yet to keep a clean sheet in this Premier League season, and that does annoy me a little bit. But look, it is the Premier League and it is extremely difficult. But what we can do, we know how to score goals. I think when we do go forward, we do cause teams plenty of problems. But I felt in the last game against Brentford, we just got it tactically wrong. First half, we done alright. We managed just to stay in the game. We limited Brentford to long-range opportunities. Kaminsky making, again, important saves. And then in the second half, the tactical sub at half-time I felt was the wrong one. Yes, Brown went on to score in the game. But for me, with a full-back, playing Brown there, I just felt he's out of position. You don't play a striker as a wing-back. It just doesn't work out. Ogbeni, who's got past experience of playing as a wing-back, should have probably slotted into that role, and then Brown should have replaced Ogbeni as a winger. Or you bring on the full-back, which is on the bench, in Giles. But obviously Edwards does not maybe trust Giles, or he's not doing enough in training. There's serious questions to be asked with Giles, because players are getting injured, yet you're nowhere to be in the first team. You're nowhere near it. So we've got a few question marks there. And if he doesn't play soon, I can see him going in January. There's no point keeping him, because he's not getting used at all. This isn't like a midfield problem or an attacking problem. This is a defensive problem. He's not getting used at all. Yes, at the start of the season, he wasn't, he didn't hit the ground running. But then, what are you doing to try and get back into the side? I'm not seeing it from him. And then Rob Edwards came out obviously in the interview afterwards and said he actually sees Giles as a winger. Well, if that's the case, Townsend, Chong, Brown, Ogbeni, all four of those players are ahead of him in the pecking order, and there's no way he's going to get starting. He's going to get starting minutes, anything like that. The way this is going, it's quite a concern, because we did pay quite a bit of money for him. So, yes, not every signing works out, but I am a little bit concerned in that department. But yes, against Arsenal in this upcoming game, Arsenal still have to turn up. The atmosphere, us on top of the players, that intimidation, it's going to be there. But I feel Arsenal, I think, even if they don't really turn up, I think with our problems at the moment, which we've got defensively, if they're not walking away with 3 points, it's massive points dropped for them. It's serious questions need to be asked. They're going to be quite attacking, you know, moving the ball quickly. We probably not even going to get much of the ball. Probably going to be counter-attacking. We need to perform basically how we performed against Liverpool. Limit them to long-range opportunities and just make it as difficult as possible. I just don't see a world where Luton get something from this game right now. It's very harsh, I know, but I'm just being really realistic, and I won't be too disappointed if we don't. It is Arsenal, but then we've got Man City on the weekend, also at home, by the way. So yeah, we're playing these two clubs at the wrong moments, which is really frustrating. I wish we played them when we actually have a fully fit squad. It would be much better then, but I don't know. I really don't know about what could potentially happen. We just need to make it difficult. Don't make it too easy. I think if you walk away losing 2-1 at home to Arsenal, it's not too bad compared to a 5-0 thrashing and you don't even bother turning up. We've got to turn up. I don't think the fans will allow the players just to, you know, not half turn up type of thing. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm not too confident on what could potentially happen on Tuesday night. I will be watching, but yeah, I just don't know. I just don't feel too confident. You just look at that Arsenal side: Saka, Odegaard, Declan Rice, David Raya in goal, Gabriel as a centre half, Jesus, who's performing extremely well at the moment, Martinelli with a bit of pace. It's just so good. Havertz obviously causing problems now. I just worry. I really do, because they are a young, fit team with loads of pace, which could rip us apart, you know, in seconds. And I do have a few concerns. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down below. My score prediction, I'm going to go with a 3-0 Arsenal win. I just don't see a world where we win. I know it's negative. I apologise. Hopefully I can be a bit more positive, but I just don't see a world where we get anything, unfortunately, due to our current situation. I hope we don't continue playing 3 at the back, because if we don't have the players for it and we're playing full-backs as centre-halves, it's just going to be embarrassing scoreline, if I'm being brutally honest. Yes, it worked in the Championship, but the Championship to the Premier League is totally different. You know, if I'm seeing Amari Bell, Osho and another full-back as the 3, I'm gonna be so concerned. I really am. But yeah, those are my thoughts. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section of the video. And yeah, I'll see you all in my match reaction after the game.